Hello everyone. Today we are doing something not Disney related. We are going to Mixon Fruit Farms, and so I'm really excited to take my little one there. We are, a Disney loving family, but I'm also going to be vlogging different attractions from across Florida. And so at this Mixon Fruit Farms, we are going to be going on the Fruit Trail tram. So it's a tram that's going to take us through the orange groves, and then we're also going to check out they do like a wildlife kind of refuge area too, where they rescue alligators, crocodiles. They also rescue other species, birds, things like that. And so I'll show you guys what that's all about, and I'll also be showing you the kids areas, what they have to offer. I think they said that you get a complimentary glass of orange juice. They fresh squeeze it there. So come along with our journey today, and I'll show you guys what all there is. We are here at Mixon's Groveside Market, and so that's our tram that's going to take us to the orange groves. So I'll take you guys along so you can see, but they do the tours, they have fudge, they have a deli. So come on in with us and I'll show you some stuff from inside as well, but you can see a little bit more of the tram. It's a nice open air tram, so it'll keep us nice and cool. It's a pretty windy day, as you can hear. Sorry about that, guys. So when you come in, they've got fresh juice to sample. So they've got grapefruit juice, lemonade, and orange. I'm not sure which one I'll try. I think I will try maybe the grapefruit. Okay, so I'm going to try the grapefruit. Okay. So good. It is like literally right out of a grapefruit. Wow. Very delicious. Here's some fruit slices covered in sugar. Looks pretty delicious. And then their homemade fudge they sell as well. They've got some sweet roasted pecans, some other candies, more fudge, and there's lots of Florida kind of souvenirs and fun little things to look at. These are super pretty. Little bouquet of flowers. Lots of stuff for your kitchen or your home. And then we've got some wines over here. These are all Florida, I think for the most part, Florida made wines. So you've got Class 5 Hurricane. It's a tropical sangria. And I'm not sure how much the bottles are. I was going to tell you guys, I'm not sure. Oh, a bottle is $21.95. So you can take home some Florida made wine for $21.95. Some other types here. Got a watermelon white. It's a fruit wine. So lots of different fruit wines to choose from. Swamp juice. And then you've got raspberry and an orange Riesling. Over here we have some local orange blossom honey and some relishes. And so with the relishes you'll also get a recipe card that you can take home. Mixon's black eyed pea salsa, mellow mango chutney, sweetly spiced peach chutney, sweet onion relish, a pepper relish, and then you've got some gator hammock sauce and some hot sauces, and looks like gator sprinkle, so some seasoning. And then you've got some meat snacks there, different local dressings, and this is a Mixon Fruit Farms dressing. So they've got a key lime dressing, Vidalia onion dressing, and then you've got some sauces over here, roasted garlic salsa, pineapple salsa, honey mustard pretzel dip. I bet that is delicious. And then up here you've got a key lime barbecue sauce. So good. Some marmalades, mango butter. So kind of like apple butter, which is right above that, but mango. Marmalade spreads. They've got some cow salt and pepper shakers. They also do shipping, so if you're looking to have some fresh fruit shipped. They have ways of doing that, so if you guys are interested, I'll post a link to the fruit farm under the video, so it'll be right down in the description, so you guys can visit if you would like to do that. Now right now, you can see right there, no more shipping. It is closed for the season because during the summer months, actually, that is when the fruit is growing. So the prime seasons, I think I read, is like from November into early spring. So at that point they do their shipping. So come back in November and you guys can get some fresh fruit shipped to you. They also have some fresh orange ice cream. They make some different shakes and floats. And then here is where you can buy all of their fresh squeezed juices. So the orange juice, like you guys saw it there, their lemonade, and then their grapefruit. So you can buy all of that after you taste it and see what you might like. They've got some of their wines in the fridge as well. They are doing wine tastings too. So for $5 you can get a glass of wine. And they also have some homemade cheeses, meats. Got some stuff for the kids too. So if you're looking for some gifts and you're in the area, they have some really unique things that you wouldn't normally see in the stores. Because I'm all about Disney everything, they've got Disney Showcase Collection, our little kind of figurines. So there's Olaf, you've got Anna and Elsa, and then there's Olaf out of the box, and then I'll show you Anna and Elsa outside the box too. So of course, for us Disney loving fans, it's super cute. We've got some garden themed stuff too. So they've got some bird stuff. They've got frogs and fairies. So this is stuff that you can put in your garden, or if you've got some decor in your home that it would go with. Some super cute stuff. They've got some jewelry too. So they've got the Mixon Fruit Farms handmade jewelry. So some little turtle earrings, $14.99. Some little hibiscus earrings. Those are really cute. The sea glass with the turtles. And then of course the beach decor, which is what I love.
So who's going to hold an alligator today?
Who's holding an alligator?
Damon's going to bring out Amy the alligator. Amy the alligator is my favorite because she is the youngest and the smallest. Amy's really calm and laid back. She gets held a lot. And in the state of Florida, it's the law that we keep Amy's mouth shut while we are touching and holding for lots of good reasons. Alligators have lots of teeth. Amy, she has around 70 to 80 very, very sharp teeth in her mouth.
4 times now.
Actually celebrating their 80th season open. This place started as a little fruit stand. Actually right behind this trim, underneath the shade of that big oak tree is where we began back in 1939. The first owners were Willie and Rosa Mixon. They kept it in the family and passed it on down to their son Bill and his wife Mary. 1 year ago, we teamed up with Wildlife Inc. Wildlife Inc. is a nonprofit wild animal rescue and rehabilitation organization. And they rescue and rehabilitate 3,000 to 4,000 wild animals every year here in this area. With our navel oranges, and we end the harvest in March and April with Valencia oranges. Different kinds of oranges have different times that they're ready to be picked. The grapefruit and lemons, we harvest those all season long from November into April. Now back in February and March, the trees out here were covered in blossoms, and those blossoms have now turned into small pieces of fruit. We are in the growing season. The Mixon family at one time owned around 350 acres of grove right here in this area. Inside the store, we have hung up some aerial photos of what this farm looked like way back when. And development, like you see right across the street, has really hurt the citrus industry in Florida. I sometimes think that the state of Florida is just more interested in growing homes, condominiums, and townhouses than they are growing fruits and vegetables. On the left-hand side here, right in front of this picker's box, is a tree. That is a good example of growing season. That tree's got lots of little oranges on it at the end of the year. The growing season is in the summertime. It's actually my favorite time to be out in the grove. Do not get me wrong though, I don't like it when it gets real hot, but I do enjoy watching the fruit get bigger and bigger every day. I've noticed that our lemon trees are doing really well. On the right hand side, the bigger tree there is a lemon tree with lots of lemons. And on my left hand side is another lemon tree. This one's called an Avon lemon tree. In the center of my Avon lemon tree is a little bird's nest. A few months ago it had baby birds in it, but they've already grown up and flown away. And today when we spread fertilizer, we have a small device that spreads it for us. And we attach it to the back of the tractor, and we fertilize the trees out here about 2 or 3 times a year. And I am not too fond of when they fertilize, because when they do it, it'll make my job stink for a day or so. It could help lower cholesterol, fight heart disease, cancer, and a lot of other things. The bamboo is also very popular with farmers right now. Now, a couple of years ago, we planted 5 acres of asper bamboo. The bamboo that we planted a couple of years ago, I can't drive through it because they planted it where the ground's very soft and sandy, but we can see it from here, and it's doing wonderful. If you would look all the way down the very end of this road, on the other side of that equipment barn, way in the back, right before those tall trees, y'all see all that green in there? That's asper bamboo. It's over 30 feet tall right now, and it will grow the heights of 90 feet. That's what it'll soon look like here on the other side of the drainage ditch. Ben was telling me that he had a friend of his that had an apple tree that grew 5 different varieties of apples. And one of the men told me he owned an apple tree that grew 4 different varieties of apples.
Rehabilitator and the Vice President of Wildlife Incorporated. We are the largest wildlife rescue organization in this county. We've been open for 32 years, and we treat around 4,000 injured wild animals per year. We have a hospital for animals on Anna Maria Island. That's where we care for all the injured and orphan animals. The animals you see here today are some of the animals we couldn't release back to the wild. They're here because they're either injured permanently and can no longer survive in the wild, or they're exotic animals that were turned over to us that we can't release because they're not native here to Florida. It's illegal to release them. So I'm going to go through and tell you about them. I'll explain why they're here, and I'll bring a few of them out to show you up close. Our first animal is a crocodile. Now, we do have crocodiles and alligators in Florida. Florida is the only state in the United States that has crocodiles. They're all in the southern tip of Florida and the Keys. This is a West African crocodile. His name is Ra. I have him because he came from a crocodile park that went out of business, and they dumped all their crocodiles on my friend's place. He was trying to find homes for all of them, and we offered to help.
Oh, geez, look at it. Oh, my God.
Hear that bone crush when he grabbed that? Dangerous, and I obviously would never recommend going and grabbing a crocodile by the jaws. Now, I will bring out an alligator in a minute. I'll give everybody a chance to touch or hold and take some photos.
Never you guys. Okay, thank you. You can
So normally raccoons are dark gray with a black mask around their eyes. We ended up raising her, and we decided not to release her because being an orphan raised by humans, that's a big disadvantage. We're not their mom. We can't teach them everything. But on top of that, being white in color, making her a big target, we just thought the odds are against her. She's going to die if we released her. So we ended up keeping her. She's now 10. Raccoons usually only live 2 to 4 years in the wild. That's their average lifespan. So 10's a good lifespan. In rare cases, they make it up to 16 in captivity. They're very smart, too. In studies, they found these guys could crack combinations, solve puzzles, remember a task for over 3 years. They're very smart, and that's why they get into so much trouble. They'll break into your house, get in your trash cans, but they only come around your home for food and shelter. You leave them. If there was no food or shelter at your house, they wouldn't be there. They love cat food, open trash cans, bird seed, and they love holes under your home or your attic. Our next animal is a young American alligator. This alligator's name is Amy. Amy's about 2.5 feet long, 2.5 years old. Alligators can live up to 90 or more years. They can also reach over 16 feet and well over 1,000 pounds. They are dangerous. They do sometimes attack people, and they are responsible for some deaths in Florida. Not as many as you might think, though. There's been millions of alligators in Florida over the past 50 years. There's been a total of 32 deaths related to alligators in the last 50 years in the state of Florida. Now, that's obviously sad that anybody's been killed, but it's not the highest number compared to a lot of other animals out there. Water sources in the south. Most of them have alligators, so use some common sense. Don't swim in the water with alligators, and don't stand at the edge of the water where alligators live, please. She can't hurt you at all.
She's so cute.
It's like a dinosaur.
Touch
You want to try and touch?
it. Touch it.
Maybe just the tail?
You want to touch her tail?
There you go. That's pretty cool, right?
Good job.
Cool. All right. So you two here. It's illegal to touch them. It's illegal to throw things at them. And it's just common sense to stay away from them. So keep your distance, especially if the kids or dogs are with you. Keep them far away from the edge of fresh waters where alligators live. If one runs out of the water chasing you, do not run in a zigzag. If you've ever been told that, it's not true. Run in a straight line as fast as you can away from the alligator in the water. I think they're really cool, they're beautiful, but they're not supposed to be in Florida, and they're eating a lot of our wildlife here. We have an estimated population of somewhere around 400,000 to 500,000 in the Everglades. There's a lot. They get over 20 feet and 200 to 300 pounds when they're full grown, so they get really big. These pipe as pets, and some release them intentionally, others escaped into the wild unintentionally. It doesn't really matter, they were all brought here for the pet trade, and they're not out of control. One big female can produce up to 80 eggs a year. All right, so I'll let you all pet in a minute, but I want to tell you a few quick facts about these tortoises. This is called a sulcata tortoise. They're from Africa. These tortoises grow over 200 pounds and live over 100 years. When they're too big to live in your house, they get up to 200 or more pounds. They're also very destructive. So here's what happens. Everybody buys them, and they keep them for a while in their house. Eventually it's too big to live in their house, so they put it in their backyard. Natural next step, put it in your backyard. It'll eat all your grass in a week. You'll have a dirt yard. Can't keep them. So they shouldn't sell them in the first place at pet stores, but just because they sell something doesn't mean you have to buy it. So I'm going to move the hand sanitizer down here for any of you that touched animals. It's a good idea to use that. We'll go through and see with a big 100-year-old alligator standing there over there.
It kind of already went away.
See the lizard?
Use the hand sanitizer.
His name is Max. That's Max.
Just like the iguana there. That was a couple years ago, and when he was turned over, I ended up taking him in. I take him home with me every night. He's being a little aggressive right now. He's cage aggressive. He doesn't like it when you try to touch the side of his cage, but he's actually really friendly. He's a very friendly bird. And the last bird is a falcon. It's called a crested caracara. Crested caracaras are a falcon, but they act like vultures. They eat mostly dead animals. Because of this, even though they're rare in the United States, they get hit by cars a lot. They're always in the roadways eating dead animals. He was hit and shattered his right wing. He cannot fly anymore. We can repair some wing injuries, but some are too severe and they'll never fly again. Crested caracaras can live up to 30 to 40 years in captivity. We've had this guy for about 16 or 17 years. Crested caracaras are a falcon, and they're native here to Central Florida, nowhere else in the eastern United States.
Just to our processing plant, walk straight through the store. In the very back are two black swinging doors that will take you to the plant. But most importantly, I would like to mention that all of the animals you got to visit with and learn about, and also all of the animals wildlife being cared for at their hospital on Anna Marie Island. The animals do survive on donations for all of their needs. If you want to donate to Wildlife Inc., you may do so online at wildlifeinc.org, or you may do so on Wildlife Inc's Facebook page.
So that was it for our tram tour. I'm going to take you guys on the self-guided tour through the factory here. So this is where all of the oranges are processed. And this is the juice room, so you can see where the juice is created. And I'm just going to kind of show you guys around right in here. So you can see where they process all the oranges. They'll come back in November once they're actually doing the the orange process so that you can see all of them being processed. And then, of course, like I said, November, that's when you can get the oranges shipped to you.